Hey Jim, it's Raul again. It's a pleasure talking to you, and I wanted to go ahead and send out this video as soon as possible. Basically, this video is going to discuss the back end of things, how search engine optimization works, and how we can get Blue Mechanical ranking to the top. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into it. I have Blue Mechanical's website already pulled up here, and just I briefly looked through it, and I do see, as we discussed, it is outdated. We can go ahead with new different layouts based on your choosing, fully customized to what you need. But before we get into the aesthetics of things, I wanted to actually talk about my first key point, which is going to be content. This is a huge red flag for me right now because usually on the home page, as suggested by Google and as the rankings go, we are looking for a good amount of content on the landing page. So when I do the revamp of this website, I want to go ahead and see that we can put in at least 1,500 words of content, which will persist, which will contain keywords relating to your scope of work. Right now, as it currently stands, there isn't really much content to go with here, which is why it's affecting the search rankings. And even I tried to save some of these images and they also weren't properly tagged the right way. So that's another thing we can implement. It's fine to have pictures and photos on there on the homepage as long as they're properly tagged, and we also need to include that written content. So that'll be the first thing that I'll go ahead and change up about this, is just to make sure that there's content. I went through all the links already. Everything seems to be working. There's a solid foundation here, but it just needs to be tweaked up a little bit. If I go over here to BCH Mechanical, still there's a little bit more content here, and I'm already seeing some keywords standing out to me, like mechanical. So if someone's looking for a mechanical contractor, those keywords are going to pop up right away, and that's what I'm talking about with content. You need to have it on the home page. So and I do see that they have here like a slideshow of things. I think I did try to save the image as, just to see if they've labeled it properly. They haven't either, and that's another thing we need to focus on. It's just little tiny details here and there. Overall, the aesthetics of the page, it's a bit outdated as well. Could use an update. But overall, they will be ranking higher because they have the content on the first page. So I went ahead and did a Google search for mechanical contractors in Largo, and I'm already noticing, I know we did talk about Airco Mechanical during our conversation. They're not really pertaining to your business. They don't relate because you're in a different specialty, but guess who's in number 2? So it's BCH Mechanical. It's this whole section here is called the Google Map listings, and this section here is the GMB, or the Google My Business Pages listings. This is really important. We need to make sure that we get Bloom up here because these are the first ones that, customers or people who are searching for mechanical contractors in the area, this is the first ones they're going to see. We need to get Bloom ranking up here. And in order to do that, we have to list in citations, which I'll talk about later. Underneath the Google Map listings are the organic listings. So these are people who have put in the time and effort for the SEO to optimize their website and make sure that they land here. Fortunately, interestingly enough, though, I clicked on this one. I just wanted to see more about Airco. Airco has quite a bit on the first page here, and you see a lot of their things are from citations, from LinkedIn, from MapQuest. These is what we need to focus on. That's why they're ranked number 1 right here. So that's really important. But the cool thing is, I did not see BCH Mechanical anywhere in here. So, that's a good little area where we can slide in and start taking over the rankings little by little. I'm going to move on to the next one here. All right, so this is the program that I use, which analyzes the back end of websites. And with this information, I can go ahead and start properly sifting through all of it and making sure we get you ranked as high as possible. I did bring in 2. I searched for BCH Mechanical as well as Bloom Mechanical. So I'm going to be comparing and analyzing the 2 of them. The first 2 most important things that I want to focus on right now are the UR and the DR. So the UR is basically how much Google trusts your website, and the DR is the authoritative power that your website has according to Google. So the UR is basically affected by citations, which I mentioned earlier. Those citations come from directories that include your company name, your business address, your phone number. So things like you saw there, like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, Home Advisor, and then even as prestigious as like, your local Chamber of Commerce, which is important. They have a really good directory for local listings. That's going to affect, how the score of your UR, and that's what also directly affects your Google Map listing. So we need to keep an eye on that and make sure we're getting as many citations as possible. This is telling me that BCH does do a lot with their citations. If we look over at Bloom Mechanical score, it's a little bit lower, so that means that there's going to be less citations and probably not in all the right places. So we need to make sure we increase that score. The DR, so this is typically affected by backlinks. So backlinks come from websites, posts, blogs, anything that'll reference your website from another outside source. So here, BCH Mechanical has 311 backlinks that reference back to BCH Mechanical. Now, it's good to have a lot of backlinks. Quantity does matter, but more so than quantity is quality. We want to make sure those backlinks are really relevant to your scope of work. We don't want any spammy links from anywhere. We want, quality links, but also quantity is also important to have. The more you have, the more power you have. So they do have 311, which is great. Looking back at Bloom Mechanical, it's only 122, so that's definitely something we can work on. We have to, double it, but not always even just looking at numbers, making sure the quality is good, like I mentioned. And they're getting 311 backlinks from 99 domains. And here's one thing I really want to focus on with you really quick is your organic keywords. So these are the keywords that are being searched, and these are the keywords that are being listed in the website for BCH Mechanical. So they have quite a few keywords that are being listed in their content. So remember when I said in the beginning, content is king. It really matters. We need to make sure we're putting a lot of keywords, so when people are searching for this, they'll find Bloom Mechanical instead of BCH. Because when you add in the UR with the DR, all of this, all the citations from the UR, and then from the DR, the backlinks that come from the domains, and all the organic keyword searches that's coming out with the organic traffic. So organic traffic is basically your leads, the leads that are directly for you on a monthly basis. So it looks like BCH Mechanical has 697 customers, or actually viewers and leads for now, which can transfer into customers or clientele. If we look at Bloom Mechanical, it's a little bit, it's lacking. We only have 2. There's not much room there to do a conversion into customers and new clientele. So we're gonna have to focus on that. I know this is a lot of information to take in at once. This is just a quick little overview of everything and how I can help help the search rankings and get a nicely designed website, but not only for aesthetics purposes, but also to make sure that there's enough content and there's a purpose behind the website. You have my information. Go ahead and give me a call, and if you have any questions, go ahead and give me a call. Thank you. Bye-bye.